Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio. We give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome y'all to the show. Make sure you go check out and watch this web series, Everyday People, the movie, on YouTube. Just type in Everyday People, the movie, and part 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're currently working on part 5. Today's show is dealing with the series Surviving R Keiiy. Now, we all know that Aaliyah was 15 when she first married her. When they got married, she wanted the marriage annulled because she stated that she was too young at the time to be married. The question goes to the parents, the family, who knew that she was 15, and why would they let a 15-year-old marry an adult male? Then later on in time, another 15-year-old said that she had sex with R. Keiiy. A 17-year-old stated she had sex with R. Keiiy. Several young women stated they had sex with R. Keiiy. They even had a video that was released to the Sun Times of R. Keiiy urinating on a young lady. Showed him in the video, but he stated that was not him. Cases were dropped because stated that when the women were questioned, they denied, the young girls, they denied that it ever happened. But who is at fault? Who's guilty? Who's to blame? The hard truth is everybody's to blame. The community's to blame. Parents are to blame. The adults who witness such acts are to blame. And let me explain. We know in the community that you'd see an older guy coming up to a high school or a junior high school in a vehicle, picking up a young girl after school, and people, they see it and no one says anything. Where's the wise counseling? Where's the adults who will stand up and say, hey, no, that's wrong? Or who will even report the incident? People will turn a deaf ear. They'll turn their head. They won't report that type of abuse because it's rampant. It's nothing new. Old men preying on young women in the black community, that's been going on for generations. And where are the adults, the wise counselors, who will say we won't tolerate this behavior within our communities? What's the purpose of being silent? You don't want to see a family member arrested, going to jail for statutory rape. You don't want to see them lose their jobs or their careers, but you know what's going on. It's been going on with teachers and their young students. It plagues this society. Everybody is guilty, not just R. Keiiy. Now, R. Keiiy will be the face of the incidents, the face of the situation of young men old men preying on young women. How many women, especially black young women, been molested by a father, stepfather, uncle, a cousin, a brother within the community? Family knows about it, don't say anything, don't set a precedent stating that this type of behavior will not be allowed within our family. What does that do to a community or to a society? First, you can see the low birth rate within the American society. You know, you take a girl's virginity at a young age. Now she is messed up. Her head is scrambled. She has to deal with this painful secret or this painful ordeal that happened to her and try to conduct her life as normal as possible. She can't give herself fully to a man she wants to marry because she's been tampered with. She has to pack that psychological effect through life. And we all know how many seek counseling, go to a therapist to deal with that horrific ordeal, including having to maintain a status in society, create a future for themselves while packing this ordeal in the back of their subconscious mind. I mean, it affects the whole community. The trust is gone. Then you'll see what's going on with the 70% of women that's not married. What's the argue and the fight between the black woman and the black man? I mean, actually, as I'm stating now, a lot of things has to end in 2019 because we see the destruction that certain acts cause within the community that these children have to live through, which is our future. You are already setting them paces behind with these ordeals and not saying anything about it, and you expect them to go out and create a bright future for the community, to pave a way for the next generation behind them when they're depressed. When they're feeling alone and they're afraid and they feel as though I don't have anybody to come to or rescue me or talk to when I go through something such horrific as being molested or preyed upon by an older man, who I'm going to turn to. You're going to turn to the pastor, the preachers, when they're doing the same thing within the church. Who will step in and say enough is enough and rid the community of this evil, because it is evil, because you ruin the future of a young woman. It's sad, and especially fathers who are in their daughters' lives, who love their daughter. They see an older man around their daughter, natural instincts kicks in. Hey, you got to get away from our daughter. That's the importance of having the man in the household to set laws, set rules, set standards, to defend, to be the security guard of the house. Get that gun if you have to. Hey, man, we not allowing this to take place in my home. But those the adults who sees these acts going on, who don't say anything, don't intervene, just act like, well, hell, it's not my child. But then you wonder why the youth are running rapid, and you're afraid to come outside your house. Now I got burglar bars all on your window, wondering why that there's no stores being owned within your own community, and outsiders come in and open up stores and take your money and send their kids to nice colleges off your dime, off your back, hard work. I mean, unless you're thinking that it's another race's responsibility to come into the community and set things right for you, it's not going to happen. You have to make the stand and do it yourself. Protect your own community. Be the boss of your community. Set the standards. When you see older man now, you can look at the man and tell he's old, and picking up a young girl, and then the parents, though. This, that money. See, R. Kelly, they feel as though, okay, he's paying these families. He settled for a $10 million lawsuit. They thinking the money is going to heal everything. They thinking that, we have arrived, and then when R. Kelly stops paying and the money runs out, now you want to turn him in and complain and look what he did. But you let it go 1, 2, 3 years pass by, and you come back. But when he was paying, you kept your mouth closed. And then, young ladies, when a man is too old for you. But where's the parents to teach the daughters? You don't date a man that's older than you. You 15 and 16, and he's 22, 3, 24, 5, 30 years old. It starts at home. You have to teach your children at the house the right way to go. And that way, when they go out, the older man approach them and say, look, you old enough to be my daddy. I can't deal with you. I'm not even legal yet. I'm still in high school. Don't approach me like that. Matter of fact, I'm going to go tell my teacher. I'm going to tell the PE teacher. I'm going to tell somebody. I'm calling the police. Get back. And then where is the moral code for the men? The girl too young for it. She's not even developed yet. Her conversation is of a child. Her mindset is of a child, and that turns you on. That shows you have a sickness. And, but you feel as though as long as I do it within the hood, ain't nobody going to say nothing. I can get away with it. Who going to turn me in? This going on all over the community. So you feel safe with your predatory behavior. And the title, Surviving R. Keiiy, meaning that how will their future line up after going through such an ordeal? How will they survive this and produce something solid and whole for the community in the future in regards to the children that they produce after going through that psychological ordeal? It just don't add up. And, if you say, oh, man, I love my community, you fight for your community, you own albums, and you throwing up your street and your community where you from, and it's like, well, damn, young kid gets shot, and where the rappers, where the people, where they saying, hey, man, not in my neighborhood. Who's taking the stand? You can't say something horrific happens and you praise it like, that was the right thing to do. It's the question of moving, because you got to realize the world is not going to end in 2019. You want to have a bright future with peace, enjoying life, and making money within your community. You don't want to, have to come outside your door and wondering, man, is somebody going to ride by and shoot? Or you knew this little girl stayed down the street or stayed next door to you, and you saw her growing up, and all of a sudden you see somebody, an old man, she's on her way to school. You see a car pull up on side of her, and he trying to get her in the car. And nobody's like, hey, man, she's going to let her go to school and get an education. Why are you trying to ruin this young girl's future? What is wrong with you? Brother, you need to go get help. Check yourself. All these entertainers who have daughters, they be mad as hell. The first one calling the police on somebody for tampering with their little one. But you'll hear rappers in songs about what they do to women and how they disrespect women and so and so. But then when it happens to theirs, all of a sudden they outrage. They want justice. They want revenge. You got to set a quality standard life of living in order for it to be followed. It's just not going to pop out of thin air. And then you hear the complaints when it happens to you. Now you complaining about it, but you weren't complaining about it when it happens to someone else's child. It's like, where is your moral code? Where is the dignity? What do you stand for? We got to get this thing in check. So, in the case of R. Keiiy and surviving R. Keiiy, the whole community, everybody is guilty. Not just R. Keiiy, because he was not the first. When people saw what was going on, didn't say nothing. Parents knew what was going on, didn't say nothing, long as they got their cut. And they're sad. Somebody got to speak out against it and set the record straight the way things are supposed to be, because things are crooked now. Somebody got to straighten them crooked lines and show a clear path in which way to travel, or else you'll be living in a state of confusion and in a community of confusion, which will affect you psychologically, and your future will be cut short. Verbal Pick Radio, we're out.